Welcome back to the part 2 of my pounded yam and white soup adventure. If you watched the part 1, you already know how determined I was to finally make this soup today. But trust me, nothing could have prepared me for the wahala ahead of me. I began by tackling the yam. Since I was going to pound it, I didn't bother slicing it into smaller bits, so I went for bigger chunks. After cutting it in the size that I wanted, I washed the yam properly, transferred it into a pot, added water, and set it on the fire to start cooking. While that was going on, I moved on to the goat meat. I washed the meat thoroughly, then seasoned it with some curry powder, blended onions and pepper, added water and salt to taste, and placed it on the fire to steam. The smell already had me excited. Just as I was about to settle down, I realized I had a problem. No salt, no seasoning cubes. Imagine cooking white soup without those. And as if the universe was testing my commitment, it started raining heavily. But this food must be cooked today now. I have already started. So I had no choice but to go in the rain to buy the things I needed. And before I got back from the store, I was already drenched in rain. Back in the kitchen, the meats are softening beautifully. So I turned off the gas and moved on to the periwinkle. I washed it thoroughly, then parboiled it. By now, my body was already crying for rest, but I told myself, I've come too far to give up now, because the real test was still ahead, pounding yam for the very first time in my life. I brought out my mortar and pestle, washed them properly, and set up a pounding station inside my room. Normally, yam pounding is done outside, but with the rain pouring non-stop, I had no choice but to bring the wahala indoors. I brought down the yam from the fire, took a deep breath, and started pounding small, small. Omo, let me just tell you guys, pounding yam is not beans. My hands, my arms, even my spirit started questioning my life choices at this point. All these years, it was my sisters who pounded while I sat down enjoying myself, forming big girl. Today it was my turn, and honestly, I felt like crying. Still, I had to press on now because I have come too far to give up. Anyhow, this year I'm turn out, me I go chop am because now my money and now my energy and my sweet, so I no fit just waste time like that. As I dey look this yam, e be like make it get seed. After all, Bible talk am say if you have faith like a mustard seed, meaning that seed is scriptural and we are supposed to even eat seed sef. So I beg, I go chop am. Even as I dey like this, Bible got my back. So this yam no fit for my hand. Who goes you? Shey you see my yam is ready. If you like, talk and say I no pound na well. That one na you sabi. Me, I'm the best yam pounder in the world. Just when I thought I could breathe properly, I remember the periwinkle I left on fire. Chai, I nearly forgot it there. So I quickly went to the kitchen, brought it down, and began assembling the soup together. Into the pot of the steamed goat meat, I poured in the periwinkle that I just washed, added one stick of the dry fish that I got earlier, and topped it with some of the yam water I had saved earlier. Then I washed the uyayak thoroughly and dropped it in as well, leaving everything to cook gently together. Next, I selected my crayfish, blended it with some fresh pepper, sliced up my ortiza leaves on the side. At this point, I went back to the remaining yam and pounded a little more to use as thickener for the soup. I added that to the pot, stirred and let it cook for a few more minutes. Then I added my crayfish and pepper blended, some seasoning cubes and salt to taste. The aroma that filled the room at that point was heavenly. I stirred everything in, tested the soup, and it was already coming together beautifully. To finish, I added the sliced uziza leaves, covered the pot, and let it cook for another 2 minutes. Finally, after all the whole wahala, sweat, and even rain, my white soup was ready. I can't even explain the relief I felt when the soup was ready. From pounding yam for the first time, to entering heavy rain just to buy seasoning cubes and salt, to almost forgetting periwinkle on the fire. It was a journey, but in the end, sitting down with that plate of hot pounding yam and white soup, it was worth it. I truly deserve it. Honestly, people who do this every single day, God is your strength. As for me, until I can afford a yam pounder, consider me retired.